Well, now you had the opportunity by going to Princeton to have 4 years of sort of non-show business. You did a play while you were going there and some other things during school breaks, summer breaks. But was it nice to be sort of a regular gal?
It was terrific. I think it was really probably the most important decision I ever made. Not that I ever really even questioned going to university, but for me it was very important because it was my time.
Mm-hmm.
A girlfriend of mine actually wrote her thesis on that. She called it My Time. And she's a performer, and we even did a lot of research together because I was helping her, and what we realized is just that that's a time that really can't be taken away from you. And for me, it gave me a certain strength within myself as well as within the business. And none of my other friends really were in show business, and so I was relatively free from that for 4 years.
And so then after that, you did this movie called Backstreet Dreams, in which you play a psychologist who is involved with a young child who has autism, and you sort of had touched base with that in your real life with the Eden Institute.
Exactly. When I was in university in psychology class, I studied autism, and we went to the Eden Institute and we did some research there. The unfortunate thing about autism, one of the many unfortunate things about it, is that it's still relatively unexplored. Many of the books all refute the other or contradict one another, and it interests me. And so, unbeknownst to me, I did not even know that I was going to do the film. I had already been in contact with the Institute and with other children who had autism. So it made my research easier for the film.
We're going to take a short break and talk about the movie, because it's sort of a rocky story about this gentleman who wrote it and directed it and starred in it and got it all together and had you star in it. We'll take a short break and come back with much more with Brooke Shields. Stay with us. We are back with Brooke Shields, and I mentioned that you've traveled so much and met so many prominent people. You've hung out socially with the Khashoggis and the Reagans and Michael Jackson and George Michael and the Marcuses and so forth. And I was just wondering sort of how I matched those people, what you thought of me, and do I compare to any of those people?
Well, really, it was all building up to just this moment.
Oh, God, I was hoping you would
I
say
could have
that.
never been here tonight.
Yes, and it's so wonderful. Maybe they taught you that in Princeton.
They did.
Yeah. So is it neat now having the Princeton behind you and doing a movie, looking at the business in a fresher point of view?
I think that I have a perspective now that I don't think I would have ever been able to have as clearly had I not gone to university. Before I went to college, work to me was fun. It was what I did. Films were basically almost like a recreation, even though they're very hard work. I didn't realize the involvement that I wanted to seek, and I think that it was after I finished university that I learned how to research roles differently, learned how to analyze literature differently,